Hello everyone, my name is Olivia from the channel Stories for Coffee, and today I wanted to do a journal with me. I have not done a journal with me in a while. The last journal video that I filmed, I believe, was a journal collage video, which I will link down below. It's very old, so ignore the audio and just like how I spoke back then, but today I wanted to start my 2020 journal. I have not started it. I know it is late into January, but I wanted to journal with you guys and show you how I start my spread for each year, because it's usually the same thing that I do every single year. Before I begin, I want to tell you about my journal and the supplies that I will be using. This journal is from Penguin Random House. It's made to look like one of their classic Penguin books that they have, and I got this from a book expo. They kindly provided me with their journal, and it is really nice. I really like the size of it. It's like a classic journal size, not too big, not too small, and it is with yellow pages and they are lined very delicately. And the supplies that I will be using are pens, stickers, some washi tape, glue, scissors, more pens, and even more washi tape. I have some magazine clippings on the side that I'm hoping to paste in to my first few pages of my journal, but let's just get right into it. So for my first page of my journal, I usually just start with the year, and I decorate it a little bit, and it's a very just simple way of showing myself what year this journal is taking place in. I'm going to make my first page plant theme simply because I got really into plants in 2019, and I want to continue that into 2020 because plants can symbolize new growth, new life, and just prospering. So that is what the first page is going to be themed after. And I decided to have a word of the year. This was inspired by my friend JennaClareK over on her channel JennaClareK. She has a word for every single year that kind of embraces her mood for that specific year, so I chose the word embrace, and I decided to put the definition of it over on this piece of brown paper. One of the definitions is hold someone in one's arm, especially as a sign of affection, or it could also mean accept or support a belief, theory, or change willingly and enthusiastically. I decided to have this word as my word of the year because I do want to embrace change. I do want to embrace others as well and show my affection more often, because I tend to pull away from others a lot and I don't show a lot of affection. So this year I do want to work on both embracing change and embracing the people in my life. So on the next page, clearly it bled through, so I'm going to be putting some of that brown paper again in order to write a quote into this page. And I found these two quotes on Instagram that really got to me, and I want to write into my journal because I would like these two quotes to somewhat stick around with me for all of 2020. And the first quote is, "Life is so subtle sometimes that you barely notice yourself walking through doors you once prayed would open." And the other quote is, "Your name is in rooms your feet haven't entered yet." And in between these two quotes, I'm going to be putting another plant sticker because I think they're absolutely adorable. The next page is something that I work on throughout the entire year. It is something I call 2020 in review. So every single month I try and write down some pretty big moments that happened in my life, or some pretty big events or milestones. So I'm just going to be writing the month January, and if anything had happened this month that warrants writing down in order to keep for a memory. Like an example would be, let's say I get a new car in January. I would write down I got a a new car in January. That way I know towards the end of the year that something pretty big happened in January, and it's just a nice way to highlight the really special moments and the big milestones in my life throughout each month. And it also just reminds me to take in each month with patience and with clarity in order to be grateful for the things that happen every single month for every single year. So that is going to take up 3 pages. So we're going to take up this page, the next page, and the next page. And now I'm going to be starting January. For January spread, I'm going to be using a paper from an old calendar that I had. I think it was called like Photos of Paris. So every single page on the planner had some really beautiful photos of Paris. And I always think of blue hues and tones when I think of January. So I'm going to be cutting out these photos and then writing January. Something that I love doing every single month is tracking all the movies that I've seen in each individual month, because I watch so many movies and I just like listing them in my notebook so I could see what I saw in a specific month rather than looking way back into my Letterboxd. So every month I usually have 1 page dedicated to list every single movie that I've seen in that particular month. So that is the beginning of my 2020 journal. That is what I usually start off every single journal with. I usually start off with a title page very simply, and I put my word of the year on the side. Then I added a couple of quotes that I hope will encompass the feeling and the essence that that year will hold. And then I have my 2020 in review, which will be filled in as the year goes on. And then I begin every single month with a nice title page and a movies I've seen in insert month. So I hope you enjoyed seeing me journal a little bit in my new 2020 journal. I'm trying to keep it simple this year because this journal is so small. I don't want the pages to just overflow with things that I've pasted in here. So I want to be really conscious of what I paste into this journal. I will be sure to link all my different supplies down below, and let me know what you put in your journal every single year. What different pages do you always include in your journal, and what are your favorite journaling supplies as well? Let me know if you want to see more journal with me's, because I would love to do that as well. I would love to just show you different journal spreads that I do while I talk about different topics. Today I just wanted to talk simply about what I was doing in my journal, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you have not subscribed already and you just clicked on this randomly, be sure to do so if you enjoy this content, and you can find other cool content on my channel as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in another video.